All of this, for all of us, would not be possible anywhere else if we had approached any other theater with a plan to act out in front of different movies and get the audience to ridicule it every month and probably maybe lose money here and there. We would have been shot down instantly and never contacted again. But here, we found a different welcome entirely. Jennifer and David brought this theater back to life when it was closed, not really to make money, but because of a love of the art of film in all of its forms. They work full-time jobs and spend most of the rest of their time here, keeping the lights on, working behind the stand in projection, and all of this for the movies themselves. So that performances like The Midnight Shift, like the events like Dr. Bob and the Midnight Monster movies and the Grindhouse Horrors can have a home. And because of that, we have a home for this cast and our audience family that we can entertain and laugh and for a couple hours shut out the rest of the world. Simple thanks is not enough. Tonight, we are giving out fun awards to celebrate our accomplishments in Shadowcasting in general. But the most important thing to do I can do tonight is to honor Jennifer and David and Sarah and the rest of the crew of the Grandview Theater with a special award, the Spirit Award, for the spirit that they show in making this all happen. Hopefully they're in here, I can't see because it's so dark in here, but please come up to the stage. Jennifer Sansel and David Nedrow, the owners of the Grandview Theater. The certificates are in spirit, but we have an actual award here. This is the Spirit Award. It is a guy. And your speech is also not subject to the 30-second rule, so go for it.
We are not professionals. Can you hear me? Thank you. I'm going to tell you a little story here. I'm going to show you Chris Stevenson's entry in my phone from a little over a year plus ago. It says Chris Stevenson Shadow Theater, because I actually did not know what Shadowcast was. I'm admitting that now. And by the way, if anyone ever needs to get rid of Chris, apparently you just ignore him for 2 weeks and he goes away.
The secret is known.
So, you know, you guys are great. You're fantastic. We love each and every one of you. And that really is true and from the heart. And there's one more person I want to recognize who had a hand, I believe I'm told, in helping this madness come to stage, and that is Michael.
Woo!
But what happened was he originally came here for Michael. Get up here. Get up here. Mike, he doesn't act a lot because he's always behind a projector. And definitely a major part of this. What originally happened, for those that don't know, is we came in here to see Doctor Who, and at the end of it, this was the first Doctor Who that was here. And I said, oh, all right, I'm tired of thinking about it. Let's just talk to him. And talked to Jennifer. They were very nice, and gave email address, and didn't hear anything back. And so a couple weeks went by. I was like, well, they're not calling back. That's who knows what this is. Mike was the one that I worked with him. That's how I met him. Also introduced me to my fiancée, Becca. So all hail Mike, my best man. And so he spoke from me, and he got me out here to see Doctor Who. And after Doctor Who was over, it was like, they're right there to talk to him. So all four of us sat down after it, and we were here till midnight, and got the roll and got a long, long list of movies that if we're here for 10 years, we might not get to. So if there is one person that is responsible for I mean, you know, I run the theater, I get to be the director guy, you guys follow me for some odd reason, but the person that prodded me the most to get this done
Mike.
I seriously just wanted someone to watch Doctor Who with me, so the rest of this is just like a happy accident.
And by the way, he was the one that started mentioning Con Air as a Shadowcasting movie, so this is tonight.
Well, to get you away from him for Con Air, they did shock treatment apparently to please me. So I kept telling Chris, it's like you really don't have to do it, even though I think it's a great movie. And it actually turned out. I'm glad as professionals that you guys did it, and it turned out great. I mean, when you look at it, the performance when I was watching the things as they were coding, you would never know that it was there was a little bit of rancor there amongst the people having to participate in it. But everybody put on a good face, and they put on a great show, which is the sign of professional actors. So,
Are they going to come here tonight?
yeah. Well, I should say then dedicated. So yeah, we've had a lot of great fun. Sometimes I'm a little tired at night, so I may seem like I check out a little bit, but I have fun vicariously through Jennifer. And when I can, I sit in here and watch. But thanks, everybody. We've had a lot of fun for the past year. And we look forward to the performances in the coming year. So,
Thank you.
All right, now back to the stage. We now welcome Richard Richard to the stage for the presentation of the Purple Shifties.
As many of you are aware, we have got some dedicated people that love doing this. As somebody described it, we're just a bunch of theater goers that behave badly sometimes. And sometimes it cost us. We came up with something called the Purple Shifty, which is just a reward to give to somebody to show that we noticed they got hurt, and we hope that they heal nicely. So, for the first one, she actually got 2 Purple Shifties. Cora. This Purple Shifty is, the coveted Purple Shifty is hereby given to Cora, a dedicated member of the Midnight Shift, who in the performance of his or her craft suffered a grievous injury of nearly breaking her fingers during the performance of the Midnight Shift. We salute you for your valor and present you with and hope it healed nicely. As noted by Janet Weiss and Brad.
Look what I can do now.
Don't go away. Stop. She also, the grievous injury of finding out that silly string is not edible. As witnessed by Ghidra, Godzilla, Rodan, and Ingulus. Y'all know the basics beforehand. So, the grievous injury of losing his battle with gravity, as witnessed by, I can't even remember, Dr. Mittenhand, the Leprechaun, and Princess Z, Harvey. And I actually call him Sir Harvey for some reason, for finding out that silly string to the eye really does hurt. To our very own spirit of the Shifties, Critch, for finding out that glitter in the eye really, really doesn't come out. As witnessed by Edward and Buffy.
Thanks, Cora.
Crab herpes in your eye?
And to Chetty for falling and not knowing when to stop. As witnessed by Jimmy, Mary Lane, Ralph, the Devil, and Jesus Christ.
like Michael Jackson said, I'd like to thank all my fans.
To Dory, who found out that giving all until she could give no more and fainted, thus giving Cora her shot at her own shifting.
Yes!
She's not here, we'll give it to her later. And lastly, and then I'll turn it over to Cora again, to Linda, an audience member who found out the hard way that silly string in quantities above a couple cans can be breathtaking. Thank you, Cora. You're not good? Okay.
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks.
Back to Harvey then. I'm going to bring it to you.
I'll have my script up there, hold on. Waka waka! Still moving.
Can you all hear me now?
Yes!
Well, one of the most repeated, requested movies, that we did among our cast was The Princess Bride. But it was an odd road for us to take that to make this one come to life. In February, we were originally scheduled to do Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And had already had one rehearsal when we got the word that we had to change movies. Instead of going back and going to one of our classics, we hurriedly switched gears and on the fly produced one of our best shows.
The Princess Bride. Y.S. Morgenstern. A month from now, our country will have its 500th anniversary. He will fall inconceivable. It isn't a word. As much as anything. I will go out to the city. My name is I think she is. You promised me that you wouldn't have to say that. Have fun storming the castle. Bye. Knowledge. Knowledge is what brings us
And we come to our next award. Shadowcasting is the act of choosing when to be dead on and when to ad-lib. But being accurate is a skill all its own. Here are the nominations for the most accurate performance.